I thought there was a cat following me home when I walked home from work today because I kept hearing this little sound. I kept hearing like ee ee.
God, I thought it was a little cat on mushrooms that had come out of the woods to follow me home.
I thought it was a ferret with a pygmy marmoset, right?
But the thing is, you're so unaware of your own body. You think a cat is following you. You can't tell.
I wasn't sure what it was.
You're the
It was
one.
so weird. Yeah.
The weasel is inside your throat.
Welcome to another edition of the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker on this May 4th, 2022. I just realized it's Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, Greg.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes. And today, our client is Roe versus, wait a minute, Amber Heard that.
Behold, trapped in a hellscape of their own invention, socially unaware old white men bound by the pretense of being fake lawyers yet knowing no law, no exquisite Latin terminology, they are inexplicably compelled to quibble over minutia, squabble over triflings, and bicker like those who value their backyards far too highly without even knowing the difference between an easement and an alleyway. At this very moment, you have entered the heart of the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. Let's get started.
If your seltzer upsets your constitution and the taste is an injustice, if you're looking for the supremest of seltzers, then look no further. Anheuser-Busch brings you SCOTUS Seltzer. With 9 incredible flavors, there's bound to be one you'll just love, whether your tastes run blue or red. You'll give yourself a misdemeanor if you don't try them. There's John Roberts Chocolate Cherry Chip Confirmation, Clarence Thomas Strawberry Collusion, Stephen Breyer's All Natural Vanilla Vice, Samuel Alito's Spumoni Tort, Sonia Sotomayor's Spicy Parole, Elena Kagan and her Pina Colada Filibuster, Neil Gorsuch Maple Waffle Mistrial, Brett Kavanaugh's Generic Beer Flavor with a hint of misconduct, Amy Coney Barrett's Raspberry Inquisition. Put on your legal briefs and grab a cold SCOTUS Seltzer today. Coming soon, Ketanji Brown Jackson and Mint Exasperation. You'll just love it. There is fake spot today.
That's getting close to Saturday Night Live good.
Yeah. That's quality.
I mean, that's not, I'm not saying that's, I'm not trying to set the bar too low, but I'm just saying we're getting close to production values. You're telling me you didn't have this in the can when we came on? Because I felt really bad that I didn't put any effort in. But this doesn't seem like you did this in the last hour.
No, I was working on it earlier today. So I was, because when I didn't hear from anybody, I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to have to put something together. So once again, it made it easier that Waspy is still got COVID. So I had some extra time to work on it.
I used Photoshop once.
Did you? Did you know what it was?
I used it to edit my porn pictures.
Of course, it
saves space on my memory. So I'd be like, "Well, if I crop it, if the picture takes less memory, I can fit more photos." This is an old computer. I'm talking about like 20 years ago.
Right. Hey, what was the name of that boxing promoter? Don King. Greg's looking like Don King today.
He does have a Don King look to him.
I'm going to make you guys fight today.
With that hair sticking straight up.
Pay-per-view.
Anyway, we have a client we have to discuss today. It's Roe versus, wait a minute, Amber Heard that. So that's kind of 2 topips well be getting into.
So I don't listen to the news at all. So to Johnny Depp force this Amber woman to get an abortion? Is that what we're talking about?
No.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, first we'll deal with the first one. So the first is Roe versus Wade, because I don't know if you've heard about that, Greg, but recently Justice Alito's draft opinion for the potential overturning of Roe versus Wade was leaked to to Politico, and that has caused serious shockwaves throughout the political landscape because of the fact that typically the Supreme Court is not known for having leaks. It's known for being pretty cut and dry. And there's
damn you, Julian Assange.
Somebody leaked it. They don't know who, but this works kind of in the Democrats' favor because for the midterms, because of the fact that it could re-energize a lot of the Democratic base to want to vote for their Democratic people. And so many of the Republicans are unhappy about that leak because there's a very real possibility that Roe versus Wade gets overturned. the next time it comes around, according to this draft that came out of Alito's office, which may or may not represent the core of the conservative justices' points of view too. We know that that's what
I
Clarence
have
Thomas
an
thinks
envelope.
about.
It's got videotapes of Donald Trump and Hunter Biden smoking crack and peeing on each other. If I could just get it to the media.
It sounds like Brendan brought somebody new into his place and spoke that last line.
Thank you. This whole thing seems so outlandishly comic book. I can't stand it.
Comic book? How so?
Well, I mean, it's okay, comic book. Maybe that's the wrong analogy, but like it gets leaked. It's not confirmed. Various Supreme Court justices. It's like a reality TV show. Some are upset and some aren't, and whether it was leaked or who did it or who didn't. And let's face it, the Ukraine war thing isn't really selling well, just generally speaking.
I heard that the justice, what's his name, Justice the Situation, he's been making lots of remarks and funny comments.
Justice the Situation from the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, he's one of the Supreme Court justices now. Trump put him in.
Did he?
Yeah, Justice the Situation.
Yeah, Justice the Situation was talking to Bro Brett, who's like, "Bitch, come on, it's spring break, motherfucker." Yeah, it's a comedy. It's stupid. It can't be real. The whole thing can't be real.
What do you mean it can't be real? It's been confirmed as real. Like, that was a legitimate draft that Justice Alito wrote.
Oh, they were going to stall this till July.
And it was leaked to Politico. What's that, Greg?
Politico.
They made the decision, but then they were going to stall the announcement till July.
No, it's a draft. So the full opinions of all of the justices have not been collected. They'll be discussing it. No, they haven't. Right. As a matter of fact, Alito could change his mind between now and then as well, although he is one of the more conservative guys on the Supreme Court.
Right. Good. You said the right things. That's the thing. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't like they were like, I think it's getting sold to the media like this. They were like, wrote it all up like the Declaration of Independence. They were just waiting for Joe to sign it for out of the blue. That's what it sounds like. But that wasn't it at all. It was like, if shit went down, this is what we're going to do. Right?
If shit went down, this is what who is going to do?
The Supreme Court.
Well, this is just the opinion of one of the justices.
Yeah.
This is what he has written in support of overturning Roe versus Wade. So this is basically, and because it's a conservative bench right now in the Supreme Court, there's more conservative justices than there are liberal ones. They feel that they're going to overturn it. And but it is definitely being positioned that it's definitely going to happen because of that, so they're freaking everybody out. So it's definitely a political thing going on from the media's sake, and from the Democratic Party as well. They're definitely using it that way.
Oh, sorry. How many of the conservative judges are women?
One?
Just one?
Yeah.
Because that's a wild card.
She has the Raspberry Inquisition flavor of the seltzer.
Okay. Who was that black woman at the end? She was hot.
Yeah.
Greg is so uninformed about the world.
Pretty. Is she single?
That is Ketanji Brown Jackson, although she is married to a Caucasian gentleman. But she's the person who was recently confirmed. So
you're saying I have a chance?
Yes. You do.
You have a chance, Greg. I think she would go for it.
Remember the Jeffersons? Remember that couple? Like in the same way. Like you could, like Patton Oswalt dates Lenny Kravitz's mom. It makes sense.
She's got suburban fever. That's what they call it when black women have a thing for white guys.
Anyway, she was confirmed as the first African-American female Supreme Court justice. She's going to be replacing Breyer. So when Breyer leaves, she will be stepping in as Supreme Court justice. So there won't be a change in the liberal side of the Supreme Court, so to speak. It'll be basically the same.
Sure.
but she'll probably be more adamant about being pro-abortion.
I don't know what she'll be more adamant about. You never
probably because have you guys ever heard this? You guys worked in the Beltway. You guys know insider stuff that a lot of people don't know.
Well, from 30 years ago.
But. I know, but I heard even 30 years ago, I've even heard conservative pundits admit this, that the dirty little secret of the Republican Party is they know they really can't get rid of abortion or they'd lose the woman vote. They'd probably never get the woman's vote again. They know they always talk about, it's immoral and it's killing babies. But really, they never really did anything to stop it. Because they know that if they really did overturn it, so many women would basically it would be a revolution.
So many women.
Even Republican women. A lot of Republican women deep down are like, I like the fact that I get an abortion, even though
since you bring that up, there are two specific senators who are Republican women who are kind of upset about the potential that Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh, who are two other Supreme Court justices, Greg, in case you don't know their names.
I do remember Brett Kavanaugh, the boofer.
Who can forget Brett Bro and his boofing in his calendars?
Well, he did have his seltzer was the beer-flavored one with the hint of misconduct. But I can't remember what Gorsuch's was anymore. Oh, yeah, his was the mistrial one. But anyway, The point being, I'm glad that we're talking about this, and I made that particular sponsor so that it helps me remember who they are.
Yeah, yes. Raspberry guy.
Now, Raspberry was Amy Coney Barrett, who is the lone female. I don't know if she's Republican. She might be a Republican. She's very Catholic, though. So
she's the one you want to date. Greg.
No, she's not the one he wants to date. Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yeah, she was hot.
Not Amy Coney Barrett, who is an attractive woman, but still, But Greg would probably date her too. Yeah,
I don't think they would get along.
Right, because she's Catholic, and Greg is a lapsed Catholic. So
he's a Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, I think.
Yes,
I don't even think he believes in that though.
I don't date white women, so.
All right.
You don't.
Don't do it.
You don't date anybody at this stage.
No, but if I did date.
All right, so getting back to my point, there's two Republican senators, which is Murkowski out of Alaska and Collins out of Maine, who had interviewed.
I saw Murkowski naked. I'm just going to say.
That's his insider information, Greg. He saw Murkowski naked.
What about Murkowski?
She was naked, Greg. I saw her naked.
Saw her naked.
Well,
you need headphones.
The real truth is Republicans don't want you to know they're the partying party. The Democrats are a bunch of stiffs. The Republicans are that's where all the shit goes down.
That's true. I think it's more Republicans got caught bending the pages over back in the day than there were Democrats doing it.
Whatever.
Bending
who bats on who? It's like picking what part of the country the priests are raping the boys. That hardly matters. It's all part of the organization.
What part of the country? I think it's all centered in Kansas. There's no other state that's happening.
No, unincorporated square. I need to get back to that.
I'd forgotten about that. Square 1 and Square 2. They from the Fat Cat in the Hat is where that comes from. So
I'm sorry, I interrupted you, C-SPAN. Back to what you were talking about.
Which is that Murkowski and Collins had interviewed Kavanaugh and Gorsuch in their offices and asked them specifically about the potential for overturning Roe versus Wade. And they had said they would not be interested in that because they believe in precedent. And the precedent that has been set is that Roe versus Wade does not get overturned. So it's being positioned in the media that Gorsuch and Kavanaugh could cave and flip. And they interviewed Collins, at least I saw the interview with Collins, that she seems a little bit disturbed by that because she was given assurances that they believe in precedent. And this would make her, I don't know, as upset as she can get because she doesn't get really upset by anybody who betrays her. So Trump and what have you.
She got those those back of the leg itchies you get, those like hives, but just down low on your lower calf. She got that kind of anxiety.
Did she?
Yeah.
She got the anxiety flavored pleeps from last week's sponsor.
Yes. Also, call back.
Right.
I'm not that informed, but I do read the Wall Street Journal every morning, and I
read an interesting article
on page 5 that like the stocks for like clothes hangers are going through the roof right now.
No.
Stocks for clothes hangers?
Clothes hangers, yeah, wire. The wire.
He only noticed it because it was next to the tear out ad for the sea monkeys. That's the only.
And there was a page 3 girl. I like the page 3 girl.
That's right. I forgot about that.
We got a message from Shanty from Happy Hour News Team. He says, "Hey guys, just stopped in to say hey. He has a meeting, so he's got to take off. But he says, don't get banned from YouTube this time, Matt. He's confused. We didn't get banned from YouTube. We got banned from TikTok."
No, maybe he's saying now don't do that too.
Right.
Oh,
he's
well,
saying,
don't get banned from everything.
Yeah, with YouTube, you have like no recourse. They don't even respond to questions you ask. That's how I lost my last channel on YouTube. It's like they would not even entertain any questions, and they eliminated access from the email that I was using, and they were just fargan bastages is what they were.
Well, you should have stopped denying the Holocaust, man. It's your own fault.
Right. Well, yeah.
Oh, Greg, I'm not going to even entertain that because that will get me banned from TikTok. I'm positive.
I know.
I even discussed that particular topic.
Can you say the words Holocaust?
I could say probably Holocaust whiskey, which Greg isn't drinking these days.
No,
I've got the wine. I got the stupid red wine and Pepsi thing.
You're not doing the cream sherry anymore?
That was disgusting. But Safeway doesn't carry the fake bourbon anymore.
Fake bourbon?
What?
That's what I've been drinking the past year.
No, that was the FDA. They were doing, menthol cigarettes,
and menthol bourbon,
and flavored malt liquor to make people think it's whiskey.
Yeah, no, they have this wine, grape wine, apparently with 24% alcohol that tastes like bourbon. They have a tequila one, and it really does. It's amazing the flavors they get. And then they have a vodka one.
Why would you want something that tasted like bourbon but wasn't bourbon?
Because they can sell it in places like Safeway. So there's, like some states have our strict rules.
I understand why Safeway would want it, but I'm saying why as a consumer would you want that?
Well,
because it's close. I'm too lazy to go to the liquor store sometimes, and it keeps me from getting too drunk. Like I put it in Pepsi. It tastes like I'm drinking a bourbon and Coke, but it's like 1/4 the alcohol content. So
I have a question. Because I don't live in Oregon.
Yes.
Yet. Are you telling me that you have to buy liquor in a liquor store? You can't buy liquor in the
it's very regulated.
So heroin is legal, but you can't buy.
Yes.
Well, you can't get heroin at the Safeway either.
Well, I mean that's coming. I mean that makes logical progression. This just seems like one thing jumped 2 steps, 3 steps forward. One thing stayed like Pennsylvania Dutch. Oh, that dog. You know what I mean? Like, do they have? Is it a blue state? You can't buy it on Sundays or anything weird? I should know.
No blue laws, you mean?
No laws, whatever the fuck it is.
No, you can't. But most stores are closed, and they close at 9. Basically, I think there's one liquor store that stays open at 10 on Fridays. None of them stay open late. I think that's the law. Most of them are closed on Sundays, as far as I know. And
I have no idea.
You can only get an abortion in Oregon at a
liquor store.
An automotive dealership for some reason.
Is that it?
I don't know why. It's got to be an auto dealership, and that's where you get abortions.
Well, that's because they have the lifts, so that's why they do them at.
Well, and they can
with forceps or what do they call them, like spreaders?
Crowbars. These crowbars and the lifts. So that's why they do the abortions
at
mechanics at garages.
Hand me a screwdriver. We'll get this baby out.
Anyway, Brendan has gone mute. He's muted himself.
Well, that's because there was a goat rodeo going on behind me with, somebody coming up like, Dad, are you on the phone? I'm like, no, I'm talking to myself. That's where your dad is at this point. And then there was and then the dog's going off, and then somebody's opening the door behind me. You can't see it, and I don't know. But anyway, so I just
like the concept of a goat rodeo happening in your house.
Yeah, that would be fun.
It's like have little tiny goat boys instead of cowboys, riding the goats, wrestling them down to the ground, tying them up.
I mean, you've never been to a goat rodeo, I take.
I have not. I've never been to a goat rodeo. Is it like a ferret rodeo?
I'm not sure, but at the State Fair in New Mexico, they had the rodeo with grown-ups and cowboys and wrestling shit. And then they had like a junior division, and instead of them, there's only so small that the cow will get. So they would get it all the way down to like little league flag football level. So they would wrestle goats. So you would go to the goat rodeo, and the goats just didn't behave like
And they don't behave like cows.
No, they were just like, fuck you. And they would like fight, and they would, it was hilarious. Oh,
where did this take place?
This was at the New Mexico State Fair in Albuquerque, New Mexico, when I was in middle school.
Oh, okay.
We got to start. This is $1 million idea. Ferret rodeo with little pygmy marmosets riding them. That would be so cute.
Isn't that racist?
What? You get a marmoset to ride a ferret.
Pygmy marmosets are the smallest simian primate. They're like
you were the smallest simian, Greg.
No, I'm a
mentally.
Huge, I'm like, yeah, but they're like this big. A pygmy marmoset. They're so cute. They're like a little monkey.
You know, we can't tell how big that is, Greg, because you put your fingers in front of the camera, which makes your fingers look huge.
That's a pygmy marmoset.
Compare it to your nose. Put your fingers by your nose.
Long. A pygmy marmoset is 5 of my noses. That's English standard measure, not metric noses. So, and they're adorable. They have little hands. They can open up, peanut up, and sit there. They're so cute.
Little tiny marmoset hands. You're just a strange.
You got to go to the Portland Zoo this weekend just to see the pygmy marmosets.
I don't have any desire to go to the zoo.
Oh, they'll change your life.
Only if I'm hungry.
I have to admit, I do have a soft spot in my heart for the little marmosets. Are you talking like the golden tamarind ones? Those like really like turmeric orange looking little bastards running around?
I think they were. I can't remember the color. I just remember they're called pygmy marmosets because they're the smallest.
Greg would call them tumescent orange, though, not turmeric.
Yeah.
Oh, right. But anyway, yeah, we have some of those at the Tampa. I need to get back to the Tampa Zoo. I should do that.
To the Tampa Zoo?
Yeah, maybe I'll do that Saturday.
Well, here in Oregon, we have like real rodeos. They have like a thing called the Pendleton Roundup on the other side of the state, and where there's like the real cowboys live. In the high desert.
At the Aryan Nation.
Yeah, the Aryan Nation cowboys.
I've been watching the show Yellowstone recently. It's been kind of re-romanticizing the concept of cowboys for me. Even though they also have bad things that happen on that show, like
Brokeback Mountain romanticizing, or
no, they don't. They haven't done that yet. I'm surprised they haven't gone there yet.
Give it time.
That's right.
What network is it on? Disney?
I think it's Peacock.
Oh, there you go. It's all in the name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a cable-based show, but it's Kevin Costner's new vehicle. But it's actually the creator of the show is a literal cowboy guy who.
Hey, has our buddy Timothy showed up yet? Remember that was his dream to get a role on Yellowstone.
Oh right, Timothy. What was his last name, Greg?
I want to say McVeigh, but that's not it.
Chalamet.
It was Timothy McVeigh. He was let out of prison just to talk to us.
Was it?
He was brought back from the dead.
Is McVeigh dead? Did he die?
They fucking killed his ass. Are you kidding me?
In prison?
Yeah, he died.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was executed. I think for his last meal he's like, whatever. And they like gave him a grape bourbon beer wine. I don't know what the hell they did. But the last thing I saw about Timothy McVeigh was I was watching some YouTube like top 10, you won't believe it, last meals, and he was in there. And he did something.
He died in 2001.
Yeah, they didn't.
For some reason, I thought he was in jail this entire time.
No, they killed him pretty quick.
They did. That was only 6 years after he was part of the bombing, the Oklahoma City bombing.
That's right.
It's kind of surprising. Whereas I think what's his name, the Unabomber is still alive, right?
Unabomber's got to he's got to work his numbers. His numbers were bullshit.
Tim Kazurinsky was the Unabomber, wasn't
he? Yeah, Tim McKenzie.
Tim Kazurinsky from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
From 1980.
See, the Unabomber's still alive because his cause was righteous. He was fighting for the environment.
That's why he's still alive?
Yeah, because he had noble purposes. but he was really white.
Or is he still alive because really deep down inside he was a CIA operative,
like Jim Jones,
like trained at Yale, part of the Skull and Bones.
Yeah, like Ethel Merman.
Yeah, she was part of it too.
Yeah,
Ethel Merman, and what's his name from the Gong Show?
Chuck Barris.
Chuck Barris.
Chuck Barris was on the right side. He was on the right side of justice. He was a good guy.
Well, he was CIA. He was assassin for the CIA.
Yeah, but he was one of the good ones. Is what I'm saying.
What's the difference between the good ones and the bad ones of the CIA?
He was a competent assassin.
He was good at it.
He took the safety off.
And then he would go in and bang the gong and put up with Jamie Farr and that hook-nosed woman with the short hair.
J.P. Morgan.
that hook-nosed woman with the short hair. That's racist.
J.P. Morgan. I don't know if she was Jewish.
Was it J.P. Morgan?
Was she hook-nosed? I don't think J.P. Morgan was hook-nosed.
I don't remember.
I think he might be thinking of Rosemarie.
I don't know.
Was she on the Gong Show a lot? That old.
I can't wait to watch the YouTube show so I can. Oh, that's Rosemarie.
Oh, you mean when I put this together and I find the picture? I have been realizing that that's kind of a useful function of doing this on YouTube, is I can put the faces up of the people that we talk about, so that people who don't know what the hell we're talking about can go, oh, that's maybe who they're talking about. So
wait, you mean just now you instantly put up a picture of Rosemarie?
No, not instantly. Whenever I edit the
video.
He
edits.
Oh.
When I edit it later, I often, since you don't watch it on YouTube, I often will put the pictures of who we're talking about on the screen.
Ooh, I'm going to start watching on YouTube.
No, Greg, you absolutely, to Matt's credit, you really need to watch the last, maybe, I don't know, certainly the last 4 episodes or so. He does a lot of work on the post-production on YouTube, and it's great. It's good stuff. It's yeah, I think you'll like it. You'll see what I'm talking about. A lot of it is, you live the conversation, so whatever. But seeing the things come on, or Matt will put up a thing to go, really? Did he mean blah? It's fun. It's a different experience.
Oh, that's true. Because I just realized that our last episode, when we were talking about Dragon Quest, we actually meant Dragon's Lair was the actual game we were talking about.
I knew it
and so I put something that they're idiots. They're talking about a different video game. And then whenever I told you before that whenever I edited, I would put the word racist blinking over your head. I did do that. I put racist blinking over the top of your head, Greg. So everyone could see.
You were the one who got us kicked out for your racial hate talk. They couldn't even hear me.
I think it's because people realize that I'm doing a show with racists, and so they don't want it on TikTok, even if it's peripherally for me addressing the racists that I'm working with.
From every so often, SEO-wise, just say, kicked off TikTok, don't know about TikTok, too good for TikTok, I guess. Just keep saying that. Just fit that in somehow.
To kicked off for TikTok? What would you say?
Sure. Yeah. Kicked off TikTok. TikTok kicked off.
Pissed off TikTok, kicked off TikTok.
Yeah, okay. I just do the stuff at the website. I don't actually have to make it make sense. I just have to put words. Right? You know what I'm talking about, Greg, right?
I think you're having a seizure just now.
We should address the fact that we were brought back on TikTok. I had contested the banning, and later that evening they said that there was no hate speech. So we're back to recording live on TikTok now.
Because they couldn't hear me and Brendan.
So the zero people that are on TikTok are not watching us. And cannot say we're banned.
I called Hunter Biden. I just pulled in a favor, and I called up Hunter, and I said, look, your boys over at TikTok need a lesson. And
I'm not ready to talk about the whole Hunter Biden thing because I haven't really looked into it because I thought the whole thing was silly from day one. It was just the Republicans just wanting to find something that they could use to offset all of their losses. It's like, no, it's his laptop, and this is how we connect Biden to Ukraine, and it's all blah, blah, blah. But like I said, I don't know enough about it because I didn't look into it. But we did say, as part of our client, which is Roe versus, wait a minute, Amber Heard that. We did bring up Amber Heard, which is the case now of Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is suing his ex-wife for defamation of his character.
Wait a minute.
She pooped on him?
You mean defecation?
Oh.
No, that's kind of what he's doing to her right now. and his lawyers are doing.
Why is this big news? Why does anyone care about this?
Because it's Johnny Depp, Greg.
Yeah.
No, it's not, it's Amber Heard.
And it's like a classic Me Too thing, because it's kind of looking like she's made things up about him. So typically people
like the beating parts mostly.
Right. Which still has a potential for having happened if he was having cocaine and alcohol fueled rantings at that time.
Yeah.
So
forget that his wife before, who'd been with him and had kids, said that this wasn't the Johnny Depp that she knew. Who at that time he was also on drugs and drinking.
Was he? Okay. I only watched the first couple of hearings in the beginning, and I stopped kind of paying attention because I realized I just didn't care.
Yeah, I don't think Johnny has stopped doing drugs since probably 21 Jump Street.
For me, what I thought was interesting is that he was doing drugs with Paul Bettany, and I'm like, oh, that's an interesting piece of information I didn't know.
Those two being buddies makes no sense at all to me. That's like the Fonzie, and I mean, I guess there's a whole, Paul just puts up a different persona than I would have ever expected him. But obviously if he's buddies with Johnny Depp, he's got to be a bit of a degenerate. I mean,
probably a little bit of one.
But Greg, are you with me? Jennifer Connelly, hottest girl over the last 30, 40 years.
Why are we bringing up Jennifer Connelly now?
Just because I want to bone her. I just like
talking. No, that's Jennifer Connelly's Paul Bettany's wife.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, those two are because when I saw that, I was like looking him up when I was watching. When I got into the Wanda thing, I'm like, who? So I was like, what? So I looked him up, and then I'm like, Jennifer. Wait a minute, dude.
Yeah, and she got better looking as she got older too.
Dude, she's somebody who just doesn't. She's a vampire.
Well, I was recently watching her on the TV show Snowpiercer, and she did a pretty good job on that show. She's recently off the show now, but it was good to see her having some notoriety again in the acting business.
But she'll always be that teenage girl in that movie with John Cryer on the little bouncy horse thing.
Is that the name of the movie? Little Bouncy Horse thing?
I think it was called Opportunity Knocks or something. It was a teen
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, I feel sorry for you because every teenager who saw that scene had to run to the bathroom, leave the theater, or just sit there, jerk off.
What the hell?
Fucking hot.
No, what he's talking. What he's talking about? Let me translate.
It's more of his fever dreams, apparently.
What he's talking about is there's a scene. Are you talking about the Target scene?
Yeah, in the Target, and she's on that little, those little rides kids go on. You put a quarter in and a rock back and forth.
That's right. That's one part of this whole scene where it's this doofus nerd Target guy, and there's this hot chick, and there's this whole scene throughout the store. At one point, they're roller skating. She's taking off her clothes and putting on other clothes, and he's just running around in a Target jumpsuit.
All right, so just to correct Greg, because I look things up whenever he says things out of turn.
I knew it wasn't called Opportunity Knocks. It was something stupid.
It's called Career Opportunities, and John Cryer was not in it.
Oh, it was Bella Abzug.
It was fucking
Bella Abzug. Right. It was Gloria Steinem and Shirley Chisholm. They were both in that movie. It was Frank Whaley is, I think, probably the guy you're thinking of.
Oh, so
he's another guy kind of sort of like John Cryer in the movies.
Yeah, I never saw him again. I don't remember seeing that guy.
He's been in a few things. Dermot Mulroney was in it. And look, and it turns out even Dermot Mulroney has a brother who I didn't even know, which is Kieran Mulroney.
Oh, they were the bad guys. There was these guys trying to rob the Target, and they had guns, and they were keeping them under wraps.
So this is from 1991. You shouldn't have been a teenager in 1991, Greg.
Oh, I guess I wasn't, huh?
Yes.
But I still was horny.
Has that stopped?
But Greg, you identified as a teenager at that time, right?
I was 20-something. I mean, I basically felt like a teenager as far as I still was a virgin.
It's really not that big of a difference.
No, I wasn't a virgin. I was just barely out of virginity.
How do you get barely out of that? That seems like an off-on switch.
Well, you're right. But I mean, it was like I lost my virginity. I was like 22. And then I probably didn't have sex again for a year. And then after that, it was 2 years. So I got out of my virginity, but then it still was hard to get laid. So I was barely.
So just so I'm clear, by virginity, we're talking vaginal, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not Bill Clinton. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean,
vaginal,
somebody
whatever.
Somebody could think that. Well, I mean, I'm not alone in my own house, right? So I'm just saying that.
Or with your own thoughts.
Well, no, I didn't even make out with a girl until I was 22. I literally had nothing with any girl.
Until
and then I kissed my childhood sweetheart. One day we thought it was just funny, and we were like going like, but that was it when I was like 10 or something, or 12.
Oh,
wait,
yeah,
could you make that noise again, Greg?
That's how I kiss. I go me. That's why girls just kiss me.
That's why they break up with you.
Yeah, Matt, can you just give me that as a sound file so I can make one of my recordings, one of my ringtones on my phone? Me. I don't know who I'll give it to who will actually call me.
Oh, it hurts to laugh so bad. It's my back is like broken.
Are you laughing bad, Greg?
Yes, I'm laughing bad. Like
you're not laughing correctly.
No. I did I tell you the other day? The scariest thing happened. I woke up falling down in my kitchen at 3 a.m. I guess I was sleepwalking. I woke up. I was like in the kitchen. Who knows how long I was standing there? And I woke up actually falling all the way from standing. Luckily, I turned. I didn't crack my head, but I landed on my back, and my whole left side of my back is just so painful. Like when I cough, it's just like.
So you were walking in your sleep, and you walked into your kitchen, and then you woke up, and then you falling.
I woke up falling. So I woke up like I'm already falling. I'm like, what the fuck?
No.
I know it's like a nightmare become real.
And you didn't think about putting your hands out in front of you. You turned instead.
I might have broken my wrist. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of like rolled with it, but it was like I hit the ground. It feels like somebody took a baseball bat to my whole left side of my back. Like it's just a big bruise. It hurts so much.
That sounds nice.
Sucks.
But when I just laugh now, I don't laugh often. It hurt like hell. But even coughing, I have a smoker's cough. Every time I cough, I'm like, please don't cough. No, I feel a cough coming on. Fuck.
What's the smoker's cough? How do you differentiate that from a regular cough, Greg?
Well, it's just more frequent when you smoke, you cough more. So they call it a smoker's hack.
Give me an example of your smoker's cough.
No, it's going to hurt. Normally I would. I'm trying not to cough.
You can't give us a good wheeze?
I never got wheezy. I never did.
I'm getting wheezy. I thought there was a cat following me home when I walked home from work today because I kept hearing this little sound. I kept hearing like ee, ee, and I was like, "What's that sound? What is that?" And then I was like, "It's my throat." It was like,
"Oh my god!" I thought it was a little cat on mushrooms that had come out of the woods to follow me home.
I thought it was a ferret with a pygmy marmoset, right?
They were coming in like.
But the thing is, you're so unaware of your own body. You think a cat is following you. You can't tell.
I wasn't sure what it was.
You're the
it
one.
Was so weird. Yeah. Because it wasn't like my throat was just doing it because my throat is so constricted. The air going through is going wee. So it didn't sound like it was coming from me.
The weasel is inside your throat. I repeat, the weasel is inside your throat.
Greg is the weasel.
We traced the phone call. The weasel was in your throat.
So Sanchez Eldorado has popped on. He said Oregon used to have beer and wine only bars, no hard liquor bars. And then he also said, I think someone watched on YouTube and then turned us in on TikTok. I don't think that happened. So you keep your damn theories yourself, Sanchez.
When I used to come to visit Portland in the 90s, they call them taverns. Like there's bars and taverns, and some bars just had wine and beer. And you could get sake, though. So I would always get sake because I didn't like wine or beer. So I would get because we.
But sake is wine, isn't it? It's rice wine.
It is, but it's different. It's more like liquor to me. Like as far as the way wine always makes me feel gross.
Sake always tastes like sweat to me.
Sweat.
Yeah,
gross.
It's just like sweat.
They should have gotten Keith Sweat to endorse it in the 90s.
Keith Sweat sake.
First of all,
That's your fake sponsor for next week.
I'm trying to understand how you had such a good concept of the taste of sweat.
I've sweated plenty in my life and had it come and get in my mouth. So,
but enough to really.
Before I was big and fat,
salty?
I was an athlete and I did a lot of sweating.
Was it the salt?
Yeah, it tastes like saltiness.
With the warmth of sweat at the same time too.
Oh, maybe
yeah.
So it's a
Sweat
combination.
Socks, sweat sake.
I guess I don't remember.
I never actually used my socks to drain into something to drink, though, Greg.
Oh,
that would be nasty.
I mean, a lot of real athletes back in the day used to do that.
That was how they got their electrolytes.
Yeah, they would take their socks, twist them up.
You guys know what a buffalo? Do you guys know what a buffalo shot is?
Tell us, Greg. What's a buffalo shot?
I think it's illegal in Florida.
It's one of those dare drinks. It's like nobody really wants one, but if you go to a dive bar and basically they'll be like, "Hey, we'll give you $5 if you have a buffalo shot." And it's the bar guy takes the rag that he's been wiping up all the shit on the counter and he wrings it out into a shot glass, and then you drink it.
No, then you drink it because no right-thinking individual would drink that.
What about $200?
No,
$200.
No.
$200?
No.
I do it for a sandwich.
I don't need $200 that bad.
I do it for $200 just because who gives a shit?
Well, you might get a disease. You might get a disease or become ill, but it's worth it.
The price for me would be higher, but why would somebody want to give that much money to get someone to drink that anyway?
It's a dare,
It's a dare. Hey, it's a dare. People do dares. It's how things go.
It was pretty well off. They were both one was a lawyer, one was a doctor, and they were at sushi, and he bet him $100 that he couldn't eat like a golf ball or even bigger size wasabi ball.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would think twice about doing that. I mean, I could die. That could kill you, and it feels like it.
So they're saying this doctor and this lawyer walked into a sushi bar.
Yeah, just so I can bet you. And a nun comes up.
The doctor says to the lawyer, "Have you ever seen a ball?"
Have you ever seen a ball? No! What's it look like? How would you describe it? It's a three-dimensional circle.
Roundish.
Made from horseradish parts.
Mm-hmm.
Painted green for St. Patrick's Day.
But I'm going to shove it up your nose. You were scared?
I think it could give you a heart attack having that much wasabi. Like, wasabi's gnarly.
I don't know if it give you a heart attack. It might give you the real serious shits, though.
Yeah, something.
I think it would definitely clear out your sinuses probably for a while.
Oh, yeah, forever. Your nose would just explode.
You'd just be like flapping around the pieces of flesh on your face because of the wasabi caused your nose to explode. Oh, hey, before I forget, I mean, we've long past the midway park. We have not gotten to ask Greg a question. And we've had a couple of legal cases that we've discussed today. So I think it's time to bring this up. So what's that?
Oh, this is like serious legal shit.
He has an opinion, may not always be right. He's a real fake lawyer. He's old and he's white. Ask him a question, 'cause he's a good egg for bogus advice. Ask Greg. Ask Greg. Ask Greg.
That sounds like a Schoolhouse Rock song to me.
It's our schoolhouse.
Yes, I'm going to school you guys.
Brenda, do you have a legal question to ask Greg?
Dear Greg, I think that I have a lawsuit on my hands, but I'm not quite sure. The question is, how liable is the condom in having sex with a male transvestite?
Well, condoms aren't human beings, so they're not liable. They can't be prosecuted. You can't put a condom on trial.
Well, okay, that was a very simple answer, wasn't it?
Whatever the prostitute stripe, the stripe of prostitute, it is.
The stripe.
It doesn't matter. I was trying to say,
like red stripe, man.
It doesn't matter.
I love the red stripe.
Yeah, I think the the condom is, it's not a person.
All right, so let's just expand on that concept then, Greg.
Like
what
a
about the condom
corporation?
manufacturer? The condom manufacturer, how could they be liable? Because they do have humans who work at their facility.
No, they don't.
Well, they also,
Humans and
corporations are now
robots.
considered people
Sex
by the
robots.
Supreme Court. Speaking of the Supreme Court, corporations are considered entities, like you or I.
Not according to Brett Kavanaugh, dude. That shit's over. I'm so over that shit, dude.
I think if they found a guy in the condom factory poking holes in the condoms willfully, they could do that. But it's a moot point because corporations, condom manufacturers, have more money than you or that prostitute. So it doesn't matter. They'd win anyway.
I don't remember
lawyers.
I don't remember him mentioning anywhere in the letter anything about a prostitute, Greg.
Oh shit! Why did I hear that?
I thought you said. Didn't you say male prostitute, Brendan?
Yeah.
Did I?
Said having sex with a male prostitute.
Oh, you're right.
You're gaslighting me, dude. And it's so easy right now because I'm so drunk.
I did not have sex with that turtle.
That just went on so long. I was just looking for some kind of break. But anyway, that's all I got over here.
Okay, dear Greg, if Johnny Depp wins his defamation case against Amber Heard, what do you think the legal fallout will be for Amber Heard's career? She was recently in the Aquaman movie.
I think she will probably no longer be able to act in DC superhero movies. She'll be downgraded to playing like Archie, in Archie movies or
OnlyFans.
Yeah,
OnlyFans comic books.
Yes, that would be a good comic. I'd buy that comic.
Yes, you would. They call it Hustler.
She'll be able to like.
She could have a whole OnlyFans thing, just her shitting on things.
Defecation of character,
like Depp's career.
Yeah.
Right, she could have a job just pulling out like the movies of different actors and then just literally defecating on those movies and shitting on their careers. I think the
only movie she'll be able to get is playing Bazooka Joe's girlfriend in the Bazooka Joe movie coming out. That's the only comic-based movie she'll be like able to do.
Do you think that Johnny Depp will finally be welcomed back to Disney since they wouldn't hire him after the defamation took place? Since they're not letting him into
I imagine so, because they took back the guy who directed Guardians of the Galaxy for his untoward emails from his youth.
His
what?
Toward?
Untoward.
Untoward? Like they didn't tour him anymore?
Untoward. I can't say that word. It's like saying drawer. I'm from the East Coast. We don't know how to say certain words.
Judicial.
Untoward.
Judicial.
That was boobishery, I think is how we pronounced it last time.
Boobishery. The boobisheral system.
Oh, hey, guys, we should think about the anniversary show. That'll be coming up next month.
Oh, shit. We have to make Quibblies.
We got to make Quibblies. We won't have as many to make this time because we didn't have as many guests.
That's true.
Thank God.
But there will still be a number because this goes back a year as opposed to the last time it was just like 6 months. But the date, so this is for everybody else listening too, we'll be doing the second annual Step Up to the Bar Association and a banquet, virtual banquet, and Quibbly Award show on June 16th. That is a Thursday. We'll be doing that live, and that gives us almost exactly 2 years to the day of when the first.
Why is it on Thursday?
That's when we normally. Oh, you're right. It's a Thursday. We've got to change that to a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because I think I was thinking Thursday, but I need to change it to Wednesday. You're absolutely right, Greg. Sorry about that step. I think it's because we were doing Thursdays before, and then we changed things to Thursdays, to Wednesdays.
You mean to Wednesdays?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
I totally forgot about doing the podcast on Thursdays. We did it.
Well, we used to do it, I think, on Saturdays too. Remember?
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
But I thought it was Wednesday, Saturdays.
That lasted for a little while. And then you guys were like, no mas.
Yeah,
no
lasted
mas.
too long. Lasted way too long.
Too many shows.
Too many podcasts.
That's right. That had to end. Maybe one day if we ever get paid. Like, what if Brendan finally comes to town, we can work out actually how we can actually make money with this thing. So,
yeah.
We have discussions. And
I have a certain understanding my income demands are going to go up. So
I had a feeling that your income might actually get halved in the process of you moving out here somehow. That's my theory. I realize that what we should be doing at the beginning of every show is we should be like hyping our merchandise, because we've only sold one shirt in the last year.
To Maria?
One.
Yes, and that was like over Greg's vacation when he was in New York. That she bought his shirt with his face on it. So I'm going to start actually putting a video on YouTube of the merchandise, like one item in the beginning of the show, as a legitimate sponsor. If anybody who's interested, they go to the merch store and buy a drinky thingy or a shirt or a case for their iPhone or something, if they want, if they care, if they feel like spending money.
We should make Waspy Soda Pop spatulas. Good marketing.
Apron. We have aprons. We could do aprons for Waspy Soda Pop. Yeah, that could work. I don't know if there are spatulas that we could do that with, but again, we could be doing more with the store. I just haven't been because I don't know. I get distracted by other things in life. Like we just bought an RV yesterday, so I've got this month.
What kind?
It's a Tiffin Allegro Bay from the year 2000, so it's 22 years old.
Okay, it's a good year for those.
What was that, Greg?
That was a good year for Tiffin Allegros.
Is that the full-on RV, or is that more truck plus RV?
That's like a bus.
It's more like a bus?
It's a diesel pusher.
Ooh, it runs on diesel.
Yes, it's a diesel pusher, so it's on a diesel engine, like a Freightliner chassis type of thing.
But you don't, in terms of your plans for it, you don't really need the engine running all that much anyway.
Not that much, because my mother is going to be moving into it.
Right.
But my wife wants to use it like a couple times a year, so there will be that fight going on at some point during the year when it's like, Mom, you have to stay in the house for a couple of weeks while we take the RV out or whatever.
Drop your mom off at the homeless shelter.
It's like, yeah, enjoy your new home, Mom.
They
have soup. Enjoy the soup. So anyway, but yeah, we literally just got the loan approved yesterday, and hopefully the check will arrive in the next day or two. But it's nice. It's actually a pretty nice thing. 35 feet long. So
why can't your mom go on vacation with you and you could just put a rocking chair on the top, like in Beverly Hillbillies?
That's not the Beverly Hillbillies. That's the Baltimore Hillbillies.
The Annapolis Hillbillies in this case.
Hopefully it won't be like National Lampoon's Vacation, though.
Because both my mother and I were born in Actually, I don't know if she was born in Annapolis. She was raised in Annapolis. I don't know if she was born in Annapolis.
Okay.
I was born in Annapolis, but not raised in Annapolis.
I'll Google it, man.
All right, whatever. I'm just saying Baltimore Hillbillies is a joke. Annapolis Hillbillies might be more accurate, but it's not as funny.
It doesn't roll off the tongue quite as well.
No, Beverly Hillbillies, Baltimore Hillbillies. You see what I'm saying? B.
And the correct spelling for all of you out there of the word Baltimore is Bawlmer.
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
It's like when they go down the ocean. That's DOWNYOSHUN.
The Brazilian Hillbillies?
That's a different group.
The Bengali
That's a different shave, actually.
The Bengali Hillbillies would be fun.
Waxing. The Bengali?
Yeah.
The Bengali Hillbillies. Ramadan just ended. The big end of Ramadan celebration was yesterday.
I thought Greg was going to say the Benghazi Hillbillies.
No, that's a different crew. I don't
That's
know
the Clintons.
That's just email servers where they have the little old lady on the top of it. And then she gets beaten by Trump in the election.
She's got no one to blame but herself.
Damn it.
Sorry.
All right. Well, this, I think, has been an entertaining discussion for at least us.
We barely talked about Johnny Depp and Amber.
We did talk about it.
You talked enough.
You even answered a question, Greg.
I know. That was a different thing.
Well, what do you want to know, Greg? What is your concern?
Because I don't know anything about this. So, like, she said he beat the crap out of her and stuff.
Yes, he beat her and punched her and stuff like that. Whereas actually, there's at least one instance of her on tape hitting him.
Well, self-defense.
Right, and he said that she punched him. She's like, "I wasn't punching you. I was hitting you. It's different." Which cracked me up when I heard that. I'm like, "Oh, that'll help your case."
That's
it's because she's a girl.
Yeah, women are allowed to do this. It's okay.
But there was this one clip of him like slamming cabinets really loudly and like scaring her.
Oh, fuck!
Oh yes,
What a monster!
I know.
If that was a problem, I'd have been in jail long ago.
Yeah, like those 2 holes in the wall that I made in my first marriage. But anyway, yeah, the cabinets though would have had a case against Johnny Depp. They would have had a case.
Good thing that wasn't who was making all the ruckus. The cabinets.
Yes.
They didn't seem to give a shit. They're just like, okay, this is what I get. I'm a cabinet.
We need a Me Too movement for cabinets and other kitchen fixtures. It's not fair.
I'll tell you, I mean, there's so many parts of the kitchen just get abused. Like the little pan underneath your burners. No one cares about that thing. That thing does an amazing job. No one cares.
Yeah, it's neglect.
The pan underneath the burners, the ones you have to clean every so often. Those pans?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Those. No one can. At this point, I think people are just replacing them. I don't think they're actually cleaning them. They're just taking them out.
Yeah, they forget they're there, and then 5 years later, you see all the grease has dripped down on them, and they're corroded.
Yeah, we have a different situation. We don't have those pans on our stovetop. We just have a thing that you wipe off. So.
Nice.
A flat surface thing that has burners on top of it.
You fucking 1%er. Look at you. Bill Gates over here.
I know. If I had my choice, I'd have gas.
I'm not Bill Gates. I'm Bill Chain Link Fence.
Jesus.
Oh,
it's not Father's Day. It's not Father's Day yet, bro.
I don't even have that. There's one dad joke allowed per episode.
And you exceed it every time. We're going to find you. We're going to have a little tip jar.
Every joke I say has to be a dad joke because I am a dad. It's just kind of goes with the territory.
Brendan's a dad?
That is correct. And he tells his share as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Remember about the goat rodeo, Greg.
Dad joke is just a Dada piece of humor.
Dada. Oh, Greg got to use Dada. That's one thing he learned in college was the word Dada. Now he gets.
No, it's a Dada joke. It's not a dad joke.
I really did go to goat rodeos.
I believe you. I believe you're absolutely. I'm willing to trust you that much that you would not lie about having visited.
I really went to the ferret rodeo.
You were the ferret rodeo, Greg.
When I'm drunk enough, I go to the ferret rodeo.
You were the actual arena for the ferret rodeo. They rode all over top of you. If you don't even remember that, do you?
That sounds like a heaven to me. I'd be out giggling. They're tickling me.
Uh-huh.
The cute pygmy marmosets are.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Isn't there some sort of stupid sport game thing, whatever, in Scotland where they put a weasel down your pants?
A weasel?
Yeah.
Put a weasel down your pants.
They put a weasel, like tie off the bottom.
In Scotland, where they wear kilts?
No, but they're wearing pants. I swear to God, Google it. They tie them off at the bottom, and they put the weasel in there, and the person who can last the longest with the weasel in their pants wins.
I heard they're going to put that in the Olympics next year. There'd be Olympic.
I would finally tune in.
I know. What a great sport.
What's the actual sport called?
Weasel pants.
Weasel pants.
Weasel pants. It's just weasel pants.
Weasel pants.
I'll fucking look it up. Weasel.
It's the Olympics of weasel pants.
Wow.
Do you have weasel pants? He's got weasel pants. Does anybody else have weasel pants?
It's called ferret legging.
Ferret legging.
Ferret legging was an endurance test or stunt in which ferrets were trapped in trousers worn by a participant, also known as put 'em down and ferret down trousers. They have names. It seems to have been popular among coal miners in England.
Oh, so it wasn't Scotland, it was England.
It was England. Yorkshire. I don't know what that means.
And it says was. What century are we talking about?
It seems to have
1880s.
Description.
Century of the 1880s.
Well, here's a record. There was a record set in 72. There was one set in 86.
1886?
No, 1986.
Okay.
Jeez, are you kidding me?
Just check. I'm not kidding you.
This, I mean, it's a
I'm
thing.
being completely serious. About weasel pants.
Imagine the injuries. Like, how many dicks get bitten off?
Oh my God, I can't even imagine.
Ferret
Ferrets are
legging.
wicked little creatures.
I mean, it sounds like they'd actually hollow out the ferrets and use them for leggings.
No, that was later in the 80s.
No, that's what you do when you're done. The winner gets to take the ferret and make leggings out of it.
Ugh.
Ow!
Gross.
Ow!
Greg hurt himself again.
Feels like somebody stabbed me in the
You
back.
are an old, decrepit man.
I know.
Well,
I brought
you know,
up my-
here's a weird thing I found out looking up these Supreme Court justices. At least 3 of them are younger than me. I'm like, how did that happen?
Wow.
When did Supreme Court justices start getting younger than me?
Wow. Which ones are younger? The new one, the girl.
Right.
Yeah, the
girl.
Kavanaugh.
Yes, the little girl.
Kavanaugh looks pretty young. And what's the other one?
Girl.
The other
Gorsuch,
Gorsuch.
who has a full head of white hair, is younger
Yeah.
than me. I'm like, what? He's just like, I think he's your age, Greg. He's born in 67.
But he's got a full head
Of white hair. Yes.
Yeah, full head is the operative word here.
Why is that the operative word?
Because he's younger than you.
Yes.
Doesn't matter that it's silver; it's full.
Well, it's all white.
It's not
As opposed to
received.
mine is like salt and pepper. you
Yeah,
know?
but yours and mine are receiving at an alarming rate.
Well, his is kind of receded as well, but
Okay.
but what I meant is that it's all white for his head, so he looks older.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not salt and
Whereas
pepper.
mine's dirtier. I have dirtier hair.
Yeah.
Well, you should wash it more. Jesus Christ.
See, Greg, dad joke right there. Right there. That was a dad joke alarm for Brendan.
Dirty hair.
You should watch it.
You
Look,
should watch
I
it.
have a faux hawk.
You are a faux hawk. You're not a real hawk, Greg.
Oh my god, I look ridiculous.
If Bo Derek had a mohawk, she'd have a bohawk.
What about a Joe Hawk?
Right, that's if Joe Biden had
Joe
a mohawk.
Carosciola.
Joe, he was bald.
The Joe Hawk.
It's an old sports reference from the East Coast, Brendan.
I like
Joe
that.
Garagiola.
I want to have a stage name. That's going to be my stage name if I ever start a punk band. Joe Hawk.
Or Mo from the Three Stooges. It'd be a mohawk for real.
How do you combine a mohawk and Mo's bowl cut, though? It's kind of a...
Well, what if he could own a hawk? And then it would be Mo's hawk.
Like Beastmaster?
Right. If like all the guys from the Three Stooges had the power to control beasts, what would be the beast that they controlled?
Hey, so I came up with the best idea.
No,
ever.
answer my question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't change the subject. I've got a
I got
legitimate
excited.
question. This is a real question, Greg.
Well, the hawk's the best because the hawk is like reconnaissance. It's like having
All
a
right.
drone.
So Mo
Yeah.
would have the hawk. He would control that. But what would Larry and Curly control? What would be the animals that they control?
Pelican and penguin.
Yeah, something ludicrous. Like
Larry
dodo.
gets a falcon?
Well, I don't know. I was just going with birds. Since we already
Oh.
started with one bird, they would all be birds. It would be
But they're
dumb
trying
if
to,
one
like-
was a fucking dragon and the other was a
Dragon.
Komodo. It was a frog.
kraken?
They don't work. They had to all be birds. So Curly is a penguin.
Curly
And-
Joe had the frog.
I don't know.
And who's the other one? Larry. Larry would have something ineffectual and
Well, he said
ridiculous.
Larry had the falcon.
Larry was the falcon, right? So Curly was the
But a
penguin.
falcon and eagle, I mean a hawk. Falcon and hawk is kind of redundant.
All right, so Shemp gets the kiwi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have to be something very ineffectual that couldn't really help you in an adventure.
That's a kiwi.
And then there was a guy who was just named Joe. I think it was Joe Romita or something. Joe something. He was one of
Curly
the
Joe
guys who replaced.
Dorita. Dorita.
Well, there was Curly Joe, and then there was another Joe.
Yeah, Curly Joe Dorita, and with a D.
But there was another
Dorita.
Joe besides Curly Joe.
Oh, Joe Bessel. There was that.
That was it. Joe Bessel.
Joe
That was
Bessel.
the one. Right.
Yeah.
So which ones did they get?
I don't know.
Well, one would have to be an emu, I would think.
Yeah.
One gets the emu. I think Joe Bessel gets the emu. And then Curly Joe, I would say, is probably a parakeet. If we're going for the full bird theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think
not
we have
cool
to.
words.
You have to keep it in the same. You know, it's like My Little Ponies. You can't just throw a fucking alligator in there. It's just ponies.
We need to get Curly's grandson back on here to have this discussion so that he can explain the best animals for the Stooges.
Yeah.
So this has nothing to do with that, but I want to share this with the world. Because I was thinking of that, you know, the Avengers are really big now, the superhero team of movies, Justice League. I want to have a movie, a big blockbuster that has the Man from Atlantis, Manimal, Automan, and the Greatest American Hero. All the stupid, crappy TV superheroes from when we were kids. Wouldn't you pay to see that?
What? I don't know what
Maybe
you're talking
Condor Man? You never saw those shows where you did?
Condor Man.
Maybe. I mean, it would
Space
depend
Ghost.
on who.
I would pay to see a live action Space Ghost.
Well, he was kind of cool, that cartoon. But I mean, in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s, they had all this Man from Atlantis. Remember, he was like a really boring Aquaman.
Wasn't that the guy from
Patrick
Dallas?
Duffy.
Yeah, right. God, I forgot. Because he had like gills or something, right? Or like
so.
things on his feet. Like
And then
wings.
Automan lasted like 2 episodes. And
Never even heard of Automan.
He could turn into a car, I think. And then Manimal could turn into any animal.
Never heard of Manimal either.
And
Animals, come on now, Manimal's sort of cool. That's way better than I can turn into a car.
Yeah. Because he could turn into any animal. So he could turn into a hawk, fly away, or turn into a grizzly bear and maul you.
So if anybody's paying attention to this podcast at this stage, obviously our client has been long forgotten, which is Roe versus. Wait a minute, Amber heard that, and so we I don't know what we're talking about.
Hey guys, let me tell you about the dream I had last night. It was really weird.
You did. You told us you sleepwalked and then you woke up falling in your kitchen. So you did tell us about
kidding.
I'm kidding. That's my favorite saying. I'm kidding.
That wasn't a dream. I didn't dream. That was reality.
No, it wasn't, Greg. It was all a dream.
None of it
happened to you.
And
the pain is psychosomatic, Greg.
Oh,
this is all a dream.
It is.
So to sum up,
yes, sum it up, please, Brendan. Make your closing argument.
I think Amber's a bitch, and I'm happy to see Johnny get at least a pound of flesh out of this, if nothing else in the arena of public relations. Roe versus Wade, I think it's much ado about nothing, and I think it's just a public relations stunt and will eventually blow over because it really doesn't have any teeth behind it.
I don't know that it's a stunt. I know it's being used as a stunt. I don't think it was done as a stunt.
No, it might not have done as a stunt, but it's become one. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I think people are utilizing it in the arena to like make points and to try and prevent the Republicans from taking over at the midterms. I don't know that the Democrats can do much to stop that, but the only thing that'll change that is if Biden actually his numbers get better, and I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon.
I wouldn't bet any money on it.
I mean, they have ticked up a little bit from where they were, but nothing special. They went from like I think 33 or 32%. They're up like to 40 now.
Are they lower than Trump's numbers?
Oh yeah. Biden hit I think the lowest in decades.
The United States is fucking retarded. I mean, Donald Trump, a fucking psychopath, and he gets better numbers, no matter how ineffectual or not great Joe Biden is. He's not a fucking psychopath.
Well, the fact is, even if Trump had been elected this time around, he would have gotten these numbers too, because this is all effect from what happened internationally because of the pandemic. Whoever would have been president would have been boned right now.
Yeah, they were left a bag of shit, a flaming bag of shit.
And that's the case with nearly every world leader. They're all dealing with really horrible situations because of the economics. Yeah. This was an unprecedented circumstance of this global pandemic fucked everybody in so many different ways. You know, I mean, it's like nobody's working fast food jobs anymore, or barely. They're having a horrible time getting employees these days.
I really never realized what levels of fucking I was going to submit myself to until the pandemic started.
What do you
I'm
mean?
glad you brought it up, man. I just wanted to get it off my chest.
What are you talking about?
Levels of
Because you said everybody got fucked.
Uh-huh.
And I'm saying, yeah, I agree. I'm glad somebody said it. Brought a tear to my eye.
his prostate is throbbing.
We need to start.
Brought a tear to his Mickey Rooney eye.
We need to start talking about the levels of fucking that have occurred and how we can get back to just standard fucking. You know, the kind we expect.
Well, that's what you'll be experiencing whenever you get an apartment in the Pearl District when you come to Portland.
Oh my God. That'd be great. Brendan would just be yelling at everyone around him.
Why am I paying $1,400 a month for this shithole?
Why are you on a tall bike? That bike is stupid.
Yeah, I'll be talking tall bike guy, but anyway.
He'll be like running after the Darth Vader who's blowing the flames through the bagpipe on his unicycle, going, "What the hell's happening here?
We need to get you on YouTube. I can't find you. We need to monetize this now."
He was on YouTube. As a matter of fact, that guy even made it to America's Got Talent, but
Really?
they like got rid of him after I think a second or third episode because they realized that there was only so much you can do with that particular bit.
Yeah.
You know, you're wearing a Darth Vader helmet, you're blowing a bagpipe, and flames are coming out of it, and you're on a unicycle. You can change masks. Maybe you have a different bagpipe. Change it to a bicycle, maybe? That would
A tall bike?
a tall unicycle. And that would be kind of the extent of it. You know, they couldn't really do much more with it, unfortunately. Yeah. Anyway, this is the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker. Our client has been Roe versus... Wait a minute, Amber heard that. And does anybody have any final statements that they want to make before we just shut this sucker down?
I do think that Darth Vader guy could have a paper mache Alderaan and blow that up with the flame bagpipe. That might be a little cute novelty.
This is the second time you've mentioned Alderaan in as many weeks.
Really?
Or maybe in a few weeks.
I can't remember.
Well, no, actually, no. You brought up Alderaan. Oh, yeah, it's been about 5 to 8 episodes ago. Sorry. I was doing new things for TikTok today, and one of them had the word Alderaan in it, and that's what I conflated in my mind with something more recent. So I apologize for accusing you of something you didn't.
I'll talk about Alderaan as fucking much as I want to, man.
I just
real.
want to say how happy I am that this is still streaming live on YouTube.
It is.
For those in our growing group of YouTube listeners and watchers,
there's one person watching on YouTube right now and one person on TikTok. So combined, 2.
Better than normal. Right?
2 people
I love them
on social
both.
media.
I love them both.
Buy our mugs.
Yes, go. And we do have a Patreon channel, everybody. This is probably one of the few times I've actually mentioned it, but we've had it for a long time, and I've just never promoted it because I don't know what the hell to do with it. So,
Would you guys do us a favor and just send us a nickel just so we can see that this is a real thing?
Everybody gets a nickel.
Yes, the nickel store.
The Nickel Emporium. Bringing us
Emporium.
back to another fake sponsor
Go
from
back
way back.
Go to the Nickel Emporium, get a nickel, and then send it to us on Patreon just so we can. We don't even know if this is like not a myth. It seems like an urban legend, this Patreon.
If you've got an antique dresser, they'll give you a nickel for it. If you got a Class A RV like we just bought, they'll give you a nickel for that too. Everybody gets a nickel at the Nickel
Emporium. And then
Emporium.
send that nickel to us.
Yes, we will accept all nickels. Give them your address, Greg.
3333 Southeast Cesar East Chavez Boulevard, apartment 5.
Zip
Portland,
code?
Oregon 97202.
Thank you for that. Everybody slows that down, they'll get it.
134.
Greg welcomes visitors at all time of day or night, so feel free to stop by.
Please come by.
Okay, once again, this has been the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker, and we are done streaming.
Your consultation with the Law Offices of Quibble, Squabble, and Bicker has ended. You may pay your retainer at www.qsblaw.org. Please exit to the right of the water cooler and grab a candy from the front desk. We hope to see you again soon, but you need to leave now. I said leave. Why don't they listen? Get out! Get out!